Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Last time we had a look at Irithel Dungeon, and today we will continue down here and we will explore the Profaned capital. One thing already, when this game first came out and I saw this area for the first time from like up there, I think, I was very hyped about this mysterious looking area in total, but sadly, it's a bit disappointing. It's a fairly short area. There's not much here, but we'll have a look at that in due time. It's also kind of interesting how we can currently only access this area, which is through a dungeon. Definitely kind of strange, but if you remember outside from the distant manor, there was this the staircase that broke off. Maybe that led to this area, because last episode, if you remember, we had a look at the outside, or at this area from the outside, and could fit. It certainly could somewhat fit, but well, to that later on. It's definitely kind of strange that we have that, like, this circular building, whatever that's supposed to be. Not really a Colosseum. Kinda looks like a Colosseum, but but also totally doesn't look like it. Maybe it was just a tower of some sort, I don't know. But it's already strange that this is connected to a dungeon. Maybe so they could... I don't care. Maybe so they could imprison people outright from here, because this acts as a prison as well, right? Over here we have this very suspicious open area. You would expect here to be some sort of big enemy or boss, but nope, nothing here. Not even a bonfire. But then if you're a bit cautious, you will see that thing on the wall there, and it already looks like it doesn't belong there, right? That stone, piece of stone thingy. And indeed, if we enter the Profaned capital, it comes to life, and we have to fight this thing. And oh man. The idea is cool. I don't like that they can fly. And I don't like that they will fly if they can. Because sometimes you just get a bit unlucky and they constantly fly up in the air, and you're basically just waiting until it's over, until you can attack. Because most builds can't attack when the enemy's in the air. And also he's attacking you while in the air, so you can't even cast spells, and so it's kinda a waiting game. And if they're blocking with their wings, that's also kinda an annoying part. So what we can see from this bridge is kinda like, we see this big building. This is basically like, I always divide this area in two. One is over there. This is the area where the boss awaits, and then there's the other side to this area that is over here. Both are fairly short. I think this side is already a bit longer than this one. This one feels very short and very rushed. I mean, Profaned capital, like, it's called a capital, so isn't this implying that this is supposed to be a city, or what? Or is my English that bad? Or shouldn't this be the Profaned capital of what? Of profanity? Whatever. Let's find our first bonfire and... what's his name? Gilligan, I think? With the stretched out hose. He looks kind of strange. Like, his colors are all... maybe he got burned. I mean, there are definitely a bunch of burn victims here, as we will see in a... not in a short time, because it takes a while until we're there. But you can see, like, we have more towers than these, and a few buildings. This is so strange. Like... okay, the main building is built into the stone. I can get behind that. But then you have just a small corner like this, where you... why? This looks so weird. Why is this even here? To give it a bit more texture, I would just cut it off there and not continue the building, because that looks just silly. Of course, the reasoning why this is here is because this is one big asset, and they wanted, they don't want to cut off this asset for some reason, I guess, right? And we also can see what this building, or what items this building had, or this tower, whatever this is. We have a table that's fairly detailed here, which is kind of crazy if we compare to Irithel, where there is almost no interior design. At least we are back to bookshelves and barrels and stuff, right? Irithel was kind of empty in that regard, which is a bit sad, but I guess they didn't want to create extra assets for that. Let me quickly put some more spells in here, I guess, because I turned off what's it called, status effects. I guess the Doris thing doesn't work anymore, but yeah, 2 ways we can go now. Sadly, like in certain mods, they created a like a jump puzzle section here, which is kind of unfortunate that this doesn't exist. No, I can't make this jump. That this doesn't exist, because it certainly invites to do some crazy jumps here, or at least try some crazy jumps. Unfortunate. But let's go one of these 2 routes, which is down here, obviously. Oh no. For some reason I thought this was a bonfire floating in the air, even though there shouldn't be any bonfires here. But yeah, I don't really get why this is not connected. Like, sure, yeah, it's supposed to be destroyed, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Then we also have all these weird statues showing people how they built this area, probably. Like these what is it? Was it like communism or something? Like, I don't know if it's communism, but these on these propaganda, what's it called? Posters, right? Propaganda posters, where you have like the people building the city or whatever. Kind of reminds me of that. Yeah. Okay, time for more gargoyles. This time the cooler gargoyle, and he landed on my head. This one's weapon is actually pretty fun. I mean, the spear version is also fun, but I like the Great Hammer more. Yeah, it's so strange. Okay, this is apparently where the platform stops, because over here this doesn't look like there's supposed to be a staircase here, so... Oh, there's an entrance. Ooh. That's kind of interesting. Might have a look at that later. But yeah, we have like... I mean, of course, everything here is in ruins, and this tower slowly collapsed to one side, but I think like this was one platform, and then it went down here. It's kind of strange that there is no indicator for a natural entrance. That's what baffles me right now. It's like, we have this ladder, sure, but there was no entrance to this building from the side. And then this one, no, it's just this one looks like an arch, but there would be a connection to that part. Let me quickly see. Let me have a look at that, because that interests me right now. If we have a look at this arch, so this is supposed to... No, it's not. This is strange. Like, this connects to there. And then it's this. Probably no entrance, but... Okay, we have an arch here. This is just an arch. Just an art piece connecting these two together, like these buildings together and forming an arch. Kinda cool. And I wonder... Oh. We have a look at the ground here. We have a look at the ground here. This bridge shouldn't be there. Obviously, it's a wooden bridge. It's a makeshift wooden bridge, at least. Okay, to be, it's not really a makeshift one. Like, looks fairly complex still, but if we have a look at the stone formation there, doesn't look like there was a natural connection between these two pieces here, between this platform and this doorway, which is strange, because why would you want to have a doorway that's leading into the abyss down here? But really, like, we have so many towers here and we can't explore them. We have building down there, like this whole part of the building. I mean, technically, yes, you can explore it, but it's so small and it looks so big. And then this strange area, it's just like it's just a tunnel area, a two-sided tunnel with this little gameplay section in it. I call it a gameplay section because it's like you have two corridors running parallel to each other, and then you have these holes dividing them, so you have to walk through here like a S formation, in an S formation, because if you try to go up here, then there is another hole, so you have to switch between these two corridors. But what even is this supposed to be? Like, there are candles here, and like usually when you see candles you see some, or you think of some religion stuff, at least in this game. And I mean, yeah, here we have like could be a chapel of some sort. But it's also how these two things connect. Like, we have this fairly detailed corridors, or these two fairly detailed corridors that lead to nowhere. Like, this is a wall, everywhere are walls. For some reason this has a staircase going up here. The only reason why this has a staircase is that so this hole is getting obscured. Right, that's the only reason why there's a staircase going up and down here. And then we're going through natural rock formations, and we're outside again on a makeshift scaffolding here. This is such a strange design, like what I mean is like natural rock, then the wooden bridge, and then more wooden structures, not even a staircase going down there. So these two are not really meant to be connected, but are somehow meant to be good. It's so strange. Like, where is this? How do I get up here? That's what I'm thinking. Like, how did they build this part? How did they build this tunnel thing here if there is not even a path leading up here? And then of course we have a poison swamp. And finally some enemies. Sadly though, enemies we already know. Nothing special here. We've seen them in the Irithil sewer. And I guess this is also part of the sewer or something. I mean, the most detailed part about the Irithil visual storytelling, right? The Irithil visual storytelling is their fascination with poop. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm reading so far. Like, you can argue if this is still part of Irithil. Fact is, they're both connected. Like, Irithil, the city, and the Profaned capital are connected with, or by the Irithil dungeon, who also had a sewer system inside, and now we have this sludge over here, and you can't tell me that this isn't partially poop as well, or sewage. I mean, it's toxic. This would fill up the toxic meter if I haven't turned it off. I wouldn't have turned it off, whatever. But I guess it's time for some new enemies, because finally we get some really cool enemies waiting inside. And it's such a shame that there are only like a handful of them. Get it? That was a joke. A handful. You see what I mean? Because if we go in here, we have this... these three awesome designed creatures. And I really like this design. The cool thing is, first of all, they're dangerous looking, right? And they are fairly dangerous. They can grab you, they can eat your face with their hand, face, whatever. But they're also like a giant baby. Like, let's trigger this animation. It looks kind of baby-like how they roll and climb around. It's kind of cute in a grotesque way. Oh, look, he's doing a roll. Such a cool enemy design. Also very dangerous. Can you die, please? Can they die? Thank you. Holy shit. And we get Eleonoram. Let's read this thing. Pretty cool weapon. A strange weapon found among the malformed inhabitants of the Profaned capital. The Profaned flame was triggered by the curse of these women, of these women relatives of a certain oracle. But despite their what are these words? Culpability, they went on living without any cares. What does that even mean? The profaned let's read again. The profaned flame was triggered by the curse of these women, relatives of a certain oracle. But despite their culpability, I don't know what that word means, they went on living without any cares. What oracle? Get the skill Feast Bell, hold up X and wave to emit a solemn chime to temporarily make weapons lacerating and to restore HP for each hit. That's pretty cool. And of course they drop shit. Because why not, right? Whoops. And you've seen how long it took me to get rid of them. They're a bit easier with bleeding, of course. But it's kinda unfortunate that they had to cramp these very cool enemies in such a small space. I wish they were more sparse in this area, but I also wish that this area would have been or is bigger. Like, imagine we had a much bigger Profaned capital. That would be amazing. Especially because this is the place of a Lord of Cinder as well. But it's such a short area, if you're not counting the Irithel dungeon to that. And to me this is a distinct area. This is not really Irithel dungeon. Right? It's Profaned capital, it's a different area. Irithel dungeon is just a connection between these. And it was quite big, but this is quite small in comparison. So in here we have a fourth one. There are definitely a lot of these, but I think this is the last one, right? There are only 4 of these very cool enemies. Ooh, I finally did it. Yeah. Okay, it killed him. Such a shame. It's also kinda unfortunate that they only drop like shit. Was the Oracle supposed to be that angel that showed themselves to whoever? Or was that not the Oracle? I don't, it doesn't matter to me, honestly. I'm talking now about the axe. Here we get Logan's scroll. Of course we have Logan's scroll here, I guess. What's his name is going to be happy about that. Secret scroll of the Profaned Capital Court Sorceress, containing sorceries of Logan. The Court Sorceress used the scroll to claim heirship of Logan's legacy, though how that claim stands up to closer security is another story. Yeah, okay, they had nothing to do like this. They're not descendants of Logan, they're not scholars of Logan, they just found the scroll and yoinked it and said, that's ours now. That's basically what happened. That's what I'm reading from that text, I guess. Now we of course got the Court Sorceress set. Let's read the chest piece here. Robe worn by Court Sorcerers of the Profaned Capital. The formal gold stitching suggests they may have also been oracles. Ah, I get it, okay. There are many sorcerers who claim heirship to the great sage Big Head Logan, and the Profaned Capital houses one of 2 leading schools. Okay. So there's the suggestion that these may also have been oracles. Okay. So nothing to do with the angel, whatever. And we're back in Irothel Dungeon. And this is so strange here. Look, I can walk against the air. There's an invisible wall here. Nope, there is not. I want to have that spell. Like, that's not even chameleon, that's total invisibility. And yes, there is a spell, there's a golden sorcery spell that makes you somewhat invisible. But that's not nearly as cool as the invisibility these two were using. And here we have finally the jailer's key with which we can open every single missing door or still closed door in the dungeon itself. That's something direly needed. Now we can also access this area. We needed the key for that, because this is the area where...
My liberation requires a key, but the key is outside. A riddle for the ages.
Where we find Sigurd. And that's very important that we frame here before we fight the final, or not the final, almost the final Lord of Cinder. I mean, no, this is the final Lord of Cinder, right? Like, Lothric and Lorien or whatever are no Lords of Cinder. They just refuse to, like, their souls are apparently strong enough, but they refuse to light the light the fire, right? Did I get that? Did I get that right?
You are a saint. Once again, you are my valiant savior. I, Siegfried of Katarina, express my deepest gratitude. Take this, a token of my thanks. Go on. It's all yours.
Thank you.
No, please. Go on ahead. I've my own road to take, and a duty to fulfill. Very soon.
Right, do I have more dialogue?
No.
No, good, okay. So, I kind of find it unsatisfying how the quests work in the Souls games. And still, like, every NPC presumably has their own story, or their own world, their own timeline. Like, we are basically all the same, but during different times, and sometimes during the same time. Why am I saying that? Because I think Henri's questline is the best example for that. Because in Henri's questline, we, like, not the way I did it, but if you're getting rid of the pilgrim that abducts Henri, then you will notice that you can help her fighting Aldrich. Like, yeah, you can be summoned by Henri to fight Aldrich, and then you still have to fight Aldrich in your own world. And which lets me believe, or which makes it so, that she exists during a different timeline, right? Like, you can play your game and you're in your timeline, and I can play my game and I'm in my own timeline. But this concept makes it very... makes interactions between people very strange, because, like, does it mean that there is really, per world, there is really only one unkindled one? Is there just one during, like, during this time? Is there just me in this world? And sometimes these worlds collide, like, what's it called? Time is convoluted in these games. And at some point they're, like, colliding, where we can interact with them, and then at some other points they're not. They're out of sync, so to speak. Because why is it possible that there are two Aldriches, right? And this makes this whole thing a bit strange, because Sigurd is also unkindled. But he and I are working together to fight the upcoming Lord of Cinder. But if we go back to Henri's quest, in her timeline there are two Aldriches, like in her world and in my world, which makes it's very confusing to me. Like, why is there no Sigurd's world and my world? Why aren't they separated from each other? That's kind of strange. And does that mean that everyone is alone all the time, like technically in their world? Or how does it work? It's very strange. And I don't think there is a good answer to this. There's also there are only like you can give me an answer and I can probably think about something that doesn't add up there. And this is probably a concept that can't be fully explained, because it's so unrealistic, and it's not how it should work, and it can't work like this. But I guess they made an oopsie with that. But that's just my interpretation. Maybe you have your own interpretation. But then again, I still have the same question. Like, I've read the comments, of course, but like my question from the wedding episode, like from Anno Londo, still stands. What did the pilgrim do to Henri? Did the pilgrim kill her or just knock her out? Because if the pilgrim killed her, she should respawn. How long does the respawning, like how long does it take for one to respawn? Or do you just plop up in a different world? How does the respawning work? Because for me, when I died, it's instantaneously, right? Or it feels instant. Or am I just waking up in a different world, like in the world where I'm not dead? How does respawning work? Does it take like 30 minutes? And technically, if I would have waited, like obviously this can't happen in the game, but just hypothetically, if I would have waited with the wedding ceremony, right? Would she just at some point stand up again or respawn or whatever? Like when she's knocked out by some spell or so, then sure, that spell would at some point go away, right? Or if she got killed by the pilgrim, then at some point she should respawn because she's also unkindled. Like there's no difference between Anri's character and my character, so to speak. Like they're the same kind of the same kind. Like they're both unkindled, undead and unkindled. Quit shooting at me, holy shit. Okay, this part is going to be a bit annoying. And also there are two paths here. You can drop down there or you can continue this path. Which is like... Sure. We can pick up the Oni Slayer Great Bows, I guess. Again, how many arrows do we get here? We get 8 out of 30 possible arrows that we can carry of this sword. Why not just give us 30? Why only 8? Then a large soul here. If we go inside, there shouldn't be anything up here. We'll have a look at this and the interior in a short time. I'm going to talk about this place once we've killed every single enemy in here, so that there are no sound or no auditory distractions. We got the Oni Slayer Great Bow. Kinda strange they have this bow in here, because Oni is usually a Japanese, or it's a Japanese word. But we are not in Japan. But maybe that logic doesn't work here. These are luckily a bit different. Like they might look like the jailer enemies, but they're totally different. They don't have this HP draining effect. So these are much easier, and not necessarily easier, but it's more comfortable beating them. Like it's not as, okay, I'm getting hurt when I'm standing too close to them, like my HP aren't draining and such. And this is such a strange place here, because this, I mean, it looks like the main entrance, right? Like we have, I guess this is the Profaned flame. Looks like a regular flame to me, other than it could fire at me. Doesn't look like special fire, but okay. And then we have this very fancy walkway. It looks like something should happen when you walk up here, right? Maybe it collapses you and end up in the rest of the level, or there is an enemy here, like a boss fight, or at least another gargoyle or something. But nope. Nothing. Just rusted coins. By the way, where does this even connect to? Where, like, there it's just black, and then no entrance, no indicator that there is. They're just rock walls. This bridge probably doesn't just connect to a rock wall, does it? Maybe to a staircase, like up there maybe, but that's fairly high. Like that's very high. You're probably not building a normal staircase like that over there, right? Nah. That doesn't make sense. Maybe to this cliff, but then very steep for a staircase. Maybe to this part up there, but that doesn't make any sense either. Like, if you would continue this bridge part or walkway, whatever this is, Like, then there should be something on that side as well, right? Or at least some indicator that there is a staircase here, but now we can see we can see through the textures over there above the sword, and we can see the sky because the rest hasn't loaded in. Kind of strange. This bridge part feels so strange. Not really a fan of this. I mean, it looks so epic, but then where does it connect to? Nothing. No indicator, nothing. It's just there. So empty. How unfortunate. This area could have been a very, very cool area, but it's just mediocre. And small. Oh, come on. Okay. That was something. Double mimic, yeah. Kinda wish one would have been like the Dark Souls 2 mimic. That would be cool. Okay, we have a lot to... few items to come through, not a lot, 2 items in total. Oni Slayer. A unique great bow handed down in an eastern land. Excuse me. Where tales are told of its use in slaying giant horned Oni. Ooh. Drawing a bow of this size takes time and leaves the user vulnerable. Only specialized great arrows can be fired from this bow. Well, I guess because eastern countries in this area or in this game also exist, like Shiva of the East, for example. I guess this is fair enough. Then we got a shield. A great shield adorned with flowing patterns. A celebration of an ancient glory. Boasts the highest stability of such shields, but with reduced stamina regeneration speed. Perhaps it is glory that begets indolence, whatever. It has shield bash, yeah. Dark Souls 2 shield. Just a random Dark Souls 2 shield from the Shrine Guardian, whatever. Like in the dragon shrine after the dragon area. That place. Okay. Now that we are finally through here. Like, we can see all these. First of all, there are a bunch of burnt corpses. And then, I don't know, it doesn't really look like it if you have a closer look at it, but I guess it's supposed to be like a treasure room. Like, we have these golden chalices and silver plates, chalices, whatever. Like all the stuff that could be of worth. Just bunched up here, like you would imagine a what's it called? A treasury would look like, right? Just a bunch of gold and silver, just expensive stuff piled up. And then we also have a bunch of corpses. And who did this? Who burned all these corpses? Probably Yorm, who is behind this fog wall. Like, probably during his rage. There's a story behind him. We will have a look at his story if we read his soul and soul, then ashen remains, and also I guess a few other items like his soul items, whatever. But there's not much to do here. Let's go and fight Yorm. I'm making a few screenshots, just FYI. Maybe I want to use one of them.
Yorm, old friend. I, Siegward of the Knights of Katarina, have come to uphold my promise. Let the sun shine upon this Lord of Cinder.
Have fun, Sigurd. He can solo Yorm. Especially if you take aggro. But you don't really need to. You can just grab the Storm Ruler. And where is it? Over here. Convenient that there is a second Storm Ruler here. Kind of unfortunate how there is not a version or a way that you can fight Yorm by yourself, or at least without this gimmick, because his health bar is very, very big. Such a shame. Well, soon enough the next boss fight will start, which is also unfortunate, but we have time to talk to Sigurd. Oops, wrong button.
It seems I am in your debt once again. My thanks. I could have not kept my promise without you. Now, for a final toast. To your valor, and my old friend Yorm. Long may the sun shine! Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast. You are a true friend. Best of luck with your duty.
Good night. Ah, for fuck's sake. I don't like this at all.
Unkindled one.
I wish this wouldn't happen.
The fire fades and awaits its one last lord.
I couldn't even activate the bonfire, like...
Prince Lothric is in your hands.
This is such a shitty way to do this. I don't...
Please save his soul.
Shut up! Like, I know where to go. This is so bad. We fear that the player doesn't know how to proceed. Yeah, fuck off, Emma. Okay. But not okay. Not okay, not okay, not okay, not okay. Okay, at least we... Did I light that bonfire or... Whatever. Enemies are back. Hooray. Thanks, Emma. So, first of all, give me your stuff. unfortunate enough that for some reason there's two Storm Rulers. I kind of would appreciate if the Storm Ruler's effect would basically just stun him, like deal maybe as much damage as a regular riposte would deal, so that you could fight him on your own, I mean Yorm, and then you get the Storm Ruler afterwards maybe, or something similar to this. I wish you could fight Yorm with normal weapons and spells. I mean, technically you can, but he has so much HP, like he's in a ridiculous HP range, and it's not really fun that way. At least not in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, it's not fun. Give me back your stuff. I want to have a look at his throne room, because this originally was his throne room, and he returned here instead of rekindling the flame. Like, he went from Firelink Shrine back to this place, and I guess in his madness he burned all these citizens here. It's also kind of cool how we have all these people, like these statues, holding him up, holding up the seat. That's a cool chair as well. But yeah, there are a bunch of things to do in the jail or in the Irithel dungeon. I guess all of this is supposed to be one area, like Irithel dungeon and Profaned capital, but I think they should be two areas, and one of them should be bigger. But yeah, there are a bunch of things to do here. Or at least, like, there are a bunch of cells to open here. A few important ones, and maybe a few not so important ones. Is the important one down here? Is this one, or... ah, shit. I went down the wrong path. My mistake, sorry. But yeah, at least Sigurd's story's done now. That's one less story to worry about. Grab this one, prisoner's chief, whatever. Kinda strange how he imprisoned himself, if he's the chief of this prison. Why not call him just the warden, or is there a difference? Prisoner chief, prisoner warden. Sounds very similar. Oh, there was another cell, I think. It doesn't matter. Go down here. Oh, we need to return here at some point as well. But yeah, then there is Kala, who we need to free. Oh, right. Other stuff here. Hello.
Oh, there you are. I thought you'd all but forgotten me. How sweet. Good to know that a skinny little heretic can still turn heads. Oh, you're not one of them, are you? Accept my apologies for mistaking you for one of those leeches. So, what business have you here? This is a land of monstrosities, and I am no exception.
Don't care.
You're here to save me. But I'm guilty. A wretched child of the abyss.
Don't care.
Is that something you can forgive?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Shut up.
You are no ordinary man. Very well. Besides, I've grown tired of imprisonment.
Oh, who would have thought?
I am Carla, and I accept your proposal.
Finally, holy shit. If there's a missing door, I don't care. That's the most important thing. Ugh. I'm tired. Who would have thought? Me being tired. So a bunch of things to do now still, even though we are done with the level itself, but let's learn some lore. Why am I even doing this? Soul of Yorm the Giant. Yorm is the descendant of an ancient conqueror, but was asked by the very people once subjugated to lead them, serving as both a weighty blade and a stone-hard shield. So I guess he conquered shit and the people still liked him. Probably because the ruler of the land that he conquered was even a bigger shithole than Yorm was.
Aha, thou returned. So,
Like, it felt like he was more like a liberator then, I guess. There. Yorm's great machete. Great machete wielded long ago by Yorm the Giant. Not long ago. Like, I saw him with this one. Yorm once lumbered on the front lines with a great shield, but one day, in place of his shield, a left-hand notch was added to his machete, enabling the smashing technique that would become the legacy of his later years. So okay, he traded his shield for a extra notch in his weapon of choice, which is honestly not a good trade-off. I still would use a shield, maybe a smaller shield, but a shield nonetheless. Yorm's great shield used long ago by Yorm the Giant. Yeah, that's sure. Increases the user's poise. As a lord, Yorm risked everything and fought unflinchingly as a one-man vanguard, following the loss of the one he wished to protect. He forsook his shield. Okay. So he lost someone and then just got rid of his shield and got more aggressive, basically.
treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee. Prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
Shut up. Let's put his remains on the throne here. Oops, what's going on here? There you go. Now we got his head. That doesn't look like his head. Nah. Like his... that looks... like his head looked slimmer. Much slimmer. And a bit more elongated than that. But whatever. Okay. This dude first.
Back again, I see. Perfect timing, too.
Here, take that.
Oh my. You've made quite the discovery. This is a scroll of the prodigious Big Hat Logan, a masterful sorcerer, long missed in Vinheim. And now we have his scroll, right here in my very hands.
Good, teach me spells. Homing Soul Mass and Soul Spear. Woohoo.
I don't mean to see anything in the I hope.
He's so greedy. He's so greedy, holy shit. Don't forget it. You promised me to bring me more scrolls. Literally just brought him a scroll. Or bought him. Brought, not bought.
Ah, there you are. As I said, I am Carla. And am grateful to you.
Okay. Teach me spells.
Now, what shall we do?
Spells.
The only thing that might interest you is my sorcery.
Yes, spells.
Although my dark arts
Don't
are
care.
a detestable sort.
Give spells. Do it.
That wouldn't interest you, would it?
Yes. Spells.
You're a wicked one, aren't you?
No, spells. Give it.
Very well. Humans are of the dark, and you are no different.
Yes, me once was human.
Some may avert their eyes,
Don't care.
but the truth remains the truth. Be careful, though. Few humans are privy to this knowledge. Let it be a secret, kept between you and I.
No. First, she has affinity, that's what it's called here. Not pursuers, nothing like that. That's affinity. A forbidden dark sorcery, don't care. Cast as a dark manifestation of humanity. It appears to be an expression of envy or perhaps, weird formatting again, love towards another that will tenaciously pursue its target, even if, like so many human desires, it amounts to nothing but misfortune, because it hurts. Dark Edge. A forbidden dark sorcery. Strikes with blade formed of humanity's darkness. Passed from mother to daughter, this blade was intended for both protection and as a mean of taking one's own life. The young girl never swung it more than once. Suicide blade. Okay, I get it. Here, have some pyromancy shit.
Oh, a pyromancy tome, have we?
Yes.
Quelana, Witch of Izalith. Well, this is a fascinating pyromancy. Very well. If this is your wish, I will unravel the thing the best I can.
No, you just need to read it.
Besides, it will be nice to play master for once.
Okay, learn sorceries. We got Fire Whip. Not so important. Yeah, Raging Storm. Okay. Don't care. Rapport. Very cool spell though. Charm the enemies, making them temporary allies. The living are lured by flame, and this tendency is elemental to the art of pyromancy. Okay, don't care. Nothing special here. More, please.
Oh, another pyromancy tome, have we?
Yes.
And one that resonates with the dark. Yes. Well suited to me.
Indeed.
I may be a heretical sorcerer, but you bring me nothing but pyromancies.
Don't worry, I have worse things.
Fiendish little lad, you.
We got Black Flame. Pyromancy discovered by Grave Wardens after High Lord Volnir fell to the abyss. Creates a giant black flame in hand. No stop, nothing. What is this formatting? Black flames born from the abyss bear no shadow. They are said to be the impenetrable fires of humanity. Yeah, because abyss is partially humanity and sure, whatever. Black fire, oh, pyromancy, yeah, hurls a black fireball. The black flame inflicts dark damage, striking targets with weighty force. Cool. Here, have a Braille Divine Tome.
Oh, is this a divine tome?
Yes.
What on earth are you thinking? I wouldn't go near a divine tome, or any so-called miracle. And casters of miracles are sure to steer clear of me. So please,
No, read it.
don't torture me so.
You just need to read it. It's nothing so dramatic. And it's deep, like it's tainted by shit, right?
You. How could you?
Do it.
Oh. I know. I know. I owe my life to you. Fine then. But just this once, I will tell you this tale.
Just need to read it for fuck's sake.
But do understand, it will be my first time.
Don't care.
I'll have no sniggering should I err.
So what we got here, this one we got back in the Cathedral of the Deep, but if we bring this to Irena and she reads this, she's being corrupted and we don't want that, right? Do we? So we had to wait all the way back to this place, or to her now, like, I don't know, like these two sorceries, they're nothing special. We get the better version of Gnaw in Irithyll from the evangelist, the Doris, I think, yeah, Doris the evangelist. And then, I mean, Deep Protection is pretty good, and it does a lot of stuff like extra attack, extra absorption, extra resistance, extra stamina, everything you want. Pretty good spell. Is there anything interesting here? Slightly boost attack, damage absorption, and resistance, while also increasing stamina and recovery speed. Everything you need in one spell. The Deep was originally a peaceful and sacred place. Weird formatting again, but became the final rest for many abhorrent things. This tale of the Deep offers protection for those who worship amidst those horrors. I wonder what these horrors are. Now I want a Deep DLC where we somehow get into this... I don't know how this works, right? Where we have to fight these horrors. I want to fight the horrors. I have another one for you.
Ah, you. How could you? Oh, I know. Fine then.
Okay.
I'll have...
Same dialogue. Look, it's dark shit. Miracle of the Sable Church of Londor reinforces a right weapon with dark. The third daughter, Liliane, one of the founders of the Sable Church, is said to recount tales that portray the suffering and conflict in hollows. Okay. Vow of Silence. Miracle of the Sable Church of Londor prevents spells in vicinity, including one's own. Members of the Sable Church are all trained swordsmen, each sword only to their weapon. Each sworn only to their weapons, as they bear the leaden silence of Londor. Or Leaden? Whatever. Dead again. Sacrilegious miracle of the Sable Church of Londor. Bless corpses, transforming them into traps. Londor, the Hollow Realm, is a society of undead, comprised of the corpses and shades of those who led unsavory lives. Is such blessing really something one must ponder? I guess so.
There is one thing that you should know.
No.
There is a darkness within man, and I am afraid you will peer into it.
Who the fuck cares?
Whether the fear will spark self-reflection or a ruinous nostalgia is up to you entirely. Fear not. Your choice will bring you no scorn. There is one thing. Don't
Okay.
your mind.
Anything else? Probably nothing new from her.
Speak freely. Oh Lord, and I prithee, play when the other...
Nothing
Peace.
new. Anything else I can do right now? Right, the ashes and the coal. Here, Andre, a new coal for you to
Well,
smith with.
tis good to see ye. What needs smithing?
I kinda wish we could see the coals in action. Like, at least, like, put them beside him. Or something. I don't know. There you go.
Lords, where did you happen upon this coal?
In a dungeon.
This is much too dark. I see the abyss in it. Yet a smith
So
I
what?
remain. I won't turn down a request. But forget not, your fight is for the flame and for your fellow kin, just like mine. A cursed fate this may be, but hope remains, does it not?
About that. I mean, if you can see the abyss, like the coal is definitely like corrupted by the abyss or strengthened by the abyss, whatever. Basically, two of the same things, like strengthened by the abyss or corrupted by the abyss. Depends on who you ask, really, right? I hope this is not corrupting the Firelink Shrine. I hope it's not corrupting out of that thing that. If you can compare it to like weed or something, not weed, not the stuff you're smoking, like weeds. The stuff you don't want to have in your garden, right? The stuff that you want to get rid of. Or like, imagine it would just spread, indefinitely spread, like through the Firelink Shrine, and he had to burn it down or something to contain it. Like created like fire, like take out the blowtorch to burn it back into the coal container or something. That would be funny.
Prithee, I don't.
Yeah. So what is left? Ash, right. Here you go. Take the Xantius one.
Gracious, let this ash. I only.
Nothing interesting. No new dialogues. I guess we get the Xantius overcoat. Yellowish. No, it's not yellowish, it's yellow. Yellowish overcoat covering a band of brass medallions. Xantius' clothing is the mark of a researcher of lost sorceries, and the number of medallions denotes their success. A point of pride for the researchers, even if its significance is lost on others. Okay. Is that it? I don't know what we get here. Like, it's hard to keep track. I know the prisoner's chief ashes.
Gracious, let I.
Okay, no new dialogue, anything. I guess we get Carla's clothing now. Coat of the Dark Witch Carla. This stained coat is torn and odorous. Basically, it stinks. The telling of a long journey and even longer imprisonment. It would be madness to wear such a thing. Okay. I guess she's mad then. I mean, I could wash it, but maybe not in the poop water from the dungeon, but yeah.
Ashen one.
Okay. We're done with this part. I wonder what we're doing next episode. We could go into the garden. Into the Mad King's garden, which we will probably do, or we could fight our way towards the Dragon Slayer armor, which we will probably not do next episode, but who knows, maybe we will, maybe we won't. It's up to me. But yeah, I hope you liked this episode. Oh no, I'm missing something, like a quick recap, what I think about this area we just went through, right? That is missing. I think I've explained it good enough. Like, it's a fairly short area. If you combine it together with the previous area we went through last episode, then of course, yes, it's quite big. Or it gets bigger, but nah, Profaned Capital, in my opinion, like in my head, is always a new area and a very short one on that. There are a lot of shortcomings to that area. I kind of wish it was much bigger, much more interesting. Like, the enemies inside weren't that interesting, to be honest. Like, we had the gargoyles, sure, they're kind of fine. Sadly not unique to this place, but almost unique. the hand thingies. One room with 3 of them, and another room with just 1 of them. The balance isn't there. I really hope, like, I don't want to see 3 of them in one room. Maybe only 1 at a time, please. And then more, spread them out more in the entire area, but okay. There's probably a lot of lore down there. Sadly, we can't see it visually, at least not that well. I mean, we saw a bunch of lore there, but a bunch of bullshit things as well. I'm not really a fan of the Profaned capital. More of a fan like the lore behind it than the actual gameplay, because the actual gameplay is kind of underwhelming. The area is very short. Another poison swamp, of course. Just nothing remarkable. Very, very stinky compared to other areas, that's for sure. Like, there were 1,000 times better areas in this game already. Which is unfortunate. Could have been a very cool area, but oh well. I guess they just had not enough time or something, maybe they did. But yeah, now we're at the end of the episode, and I hope you had fun. I definitely had, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.